So our next question is about having too much on your plate and expectations. So here's the question. I've helped just a little in the past, volunteering in concession stands. Currently, I find myself as president and the only official member of my school's PTO. We're a very small school, pre-K through 12th grade, about 75 students. We're responsible for providing all concessions for all sports and home games. This includes, she goes through and lists all the different sports that they have to do concessions for, and we must give teachers and staff a Christmas party as well as awards banquets at the end of the school year. I've only been able to recruit 2 volunteers so far, and I have a few friends who are willing to help, but no one is really interested in committing to having a title. So I will officially serve as president, but will also be handling all the business aspects as well, such as record keeping and treasurer duties. There are no official bylaws for this group, but I'm working on a mission statement so everyone will know our purpose. That sounds like a lot. Whenever someone says, well, we have to do this, or we've always done this, my initial response is always like, do you have to do it? Like, I don't think it's written in stone that you have to do it. And I think just because there's been a tradition of these things being done, then there's the tradition, but you're under no obligation to continue them. If the expectation is there, but you have very few people to make it happen, so like taking on concessions for all those sports, for all home games, is a really big undertaking. And it might not be possible if you just have you and 2 other helpers. And so I think that really need to push back on that expectation. If someone makes like a comment, you can say, well, yes, I know this is what's been done in the past, but post-COVID especially, we're rebuilding and we just don't have the manpower to do it. If this is something that the school wants done, then I'm going to need some help. Maybe the athletic boosters can get involved. Maybe there's another group that you guys can partner with to make it happen. But I would definitely push back on that expectation that anything has to be done, because it's not written in stone, and just because it was done before doesn't mean it needs to continue happening. The bottom line is that you just really have to be careful about getting burnt out, because that's not a good thing for anyone to have to deal with, and it's counterproductive, because the more that's on your plate, the less you can feel like doing, and then nothing gets done, and then you feel like a failure, which is a really crappy place to be. Instead, the advice I would give to this viewer is just to be realistic about what you can handle, what your team can handle, and start somewhere. Maybe you just start with offering, I don't even know how you'd break it up for concessions, but like you have to look at your schedule and look at what you can do and just start somewhere and then build upon that. Our concessions team has made the decision just to close if we don't have enough helpers. And so I made a sign that will go up on the concession window and say, we're closed, we didn't have enough helpers. Here's the QR code to sign up if you want to help, so that we can be open for the next game. So just kind of really blunt, matter of the fact, like we don't have enough helpers. If we could all clone ourselves, that would be really awesome. But we're not to that point for now. So we need to close and need to put up that sign, and there's just nothing wrong with that. So that's where I would start. And then as you get more volunteers, you can do more. But until you get that help, really push back on those expectations and don't feel like you're letting anyone down, because you're really taking care of yourself by saying no in that respect.
Want even more guidance on how to be a stronger leader so you can run a better PTO or PTA? All these resources and more are waiting for you at PTOanswers.com.